was like, I'm going to. Yes.
ready at 7:30, so
Okay.
the faster we can get out of here.
I mean, busy week, they didn't do a lot of So I think
Some wings or
everybody normally has a good
In May?
there's only one action item. Trying to be optimistic.
Okay. Well, we're a minute early, I think, but okay, let's get the show on the road.
All right.
Please rise.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, I thank you all for being here tonight. I also thank those that are online. And Mr. Hersey is with us, our treasurer. Thank you, Dave, for being here. We've got, I think, we're going to spend more time honoring some people tonight than probably what we've got on the agenda itself, but it is definitely worthwhile with the proclamations and so forth that we have this evening. Roll call.
Rosenberg. Villard.
Here.
Albrecht. Here. Lotz.
Here.
Carney.
Here.
Foney.
Here.
Roach.
Here.
Small here.
Here.
Hudson.
Here.
Mr. Blackburn's not here. Vorse.
Here.
Campbell.
Here.
Parchman. Here. Van Hook.
Thank you. You all received copies of the minutes of our September 3rd meeting. Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion, a second. Any discussion on the minutes? Hearing and seeing none. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Minutes are approved. Thank you. Okay. There is no public hearing tonight, but we do have some proclamations that we want to give to honor different things tonight. So I'm going to step out in front here, and I would like to have the members of the Daughters of the American Revolution come on up and join me. Come on up. Don't be bashful. Okay. Well, thank you for being here tonight. These ladies do a lot to foster our honoring of our country, of our veterans, of our constitutions. So annually, we do this proclamation because it is Constitution Week. So I'm going to ask if you have something to say first before I read the proclamation.
First of all, I want to thank you for always doing this for us. We appreciate that. And I do have one announcement. I do have an announcement for tomorrow. We have Bells Across America at the corner of the O'Fallon Historical Site. If you bring your bell, we're going to ring at 3 o'clock. The bells will be rung across the nation for our Constitution.
Very good. Thank you. I will read the proclamation. Whereas the Constitution of the United States of America, the guardian of our liberties, embodies the principles of limited government in a republic dedicated to the rule of law. And whereas in September 17, 2024 marks the 237th anniversary of the framing of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention. And whereas it is fitting and proper to accord official recognition to the magnificent document and its memorial anniversary, and to the patriotic celebrations which will commemorate it. And whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuance of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States designating September 15th through the 21st as Constitution Week. Now therefore, I, Herb Broach, Mayor of the City of O'Fallon, by the virtue of authority vested in me by the Council of the City of O'Fallon, do hereby proclaim the week of September 15th through the 21st of 2024 as Constitution Week here in the City of O'Fallon. Thank you. Thank you very much for what you did. Okay, now we've got one that is an honor to me to be able to do this because, you know, there's a lot of people up here on the dais, and I'm looking primarily at our two Jerrys that have served our city for 20-plus years. But we've got a lady here in our audience that has served this city for 33 years, has been on our library board for 33 years, and has seen a lot of changes in our library. So I would like her to come on up here, and I would like all of the board members from the library to please come forward as well. You can come forward as well. You don't have to hide and be bashful. To tell you how far Nancy goes back and the work that she has been involved with our library. It precedes our current library. Nancy was on the board and has some stories she could tell about the books shaking when the trains went by, when the library was in what is now the historical area, which was the old First National Bank at one time. And that was our library. And so that is how far this lady has been involved with helping to grow that library and to make it into the library that it is today. And she's finally going to let her time be a little bit more open, and she's got more time now that she can do other things because she is not just board meetings. She was at the library to help with different things that went on constantly at the library and was so much appreciated by the directors of the library for her guidance and her leadership. So I wanted to read this proclamation for her and honor her for what she has done for our community. Whereas Nancy demonstrated an unwavering dedication, attending nearly every meeting over 33 years and always approaching decisions with thoughtful consideration of the items and others' input. And whereas she brought her experience as a professional librarian to the board, offering invaluable insight into the needs of the library, the staff, and the patrons alike. And whereas she played a key role in the library's evolution from the introduction of computers, when there wasn't any computers, and e-books, to navigating the swift toward digital resources and services now rendered by our library. Whereas she served as a mentor to fellow board members, and especially to new board members coming on, to staff, and sharing her deep knowledge of the library profession and the community's needs for a great library. Whereas she leaves behind lasting legacy of service, dedication, and growth, having significantly shaped the library into an institution that it is today. Now therefore, I, Mayor Herb Broach, by virtue of the authority vested in me as Mayor of the City of O'Fallon, do hereby proclaim September 16th 2024 as Nancy Clark Day here in the city of O'Fallon. What do you like to say?
It's been an honor and a privilege for me to serve on this board all these years with past board members and with current and new. It's just a wonderful experience. We all care so deeply about our community and the value of having a library. And so if you haven't been to the library lately, you need to go because there's a whole lot going on there all the time. So we'll plug to the library.
See, you still celebrate. Would any of the board members have any comments?
I've only been on the board for 2 years, and you look up in the dictionary if you want to tonight when you get home, first word lady, because this is a true lady here that you're looking at, and she is the epitome of what a true citizen of O'Fallon represents. The second thing I'm going to miss, though, is after 33 years, I'm not going to know where any of the skeletons are hidden. There's got to be a lot of them. But she has just been a joy to work with, and she's a lady of few words, but when the words come out of her mouth, they have strong, strong meaning, and they always are with the utmost of intelligence and prioritization for the library and for the people of O'Fallon. I want to thank you very much for serving with you for the last couple of years.
It's been great working with Nancy, as everybody's been saying here. She brought some professionalism to it, plus just a great personality, and she's going to be very much missed.
Well, I'm gonna miss the opportunity to be trained by you. As a new board member, just coming in and stuff, you know, I'm gonna miss all of that corporate knowledge and experience that you have. But I'm gonna lean on my other board members in order to glean that information out of them. But thank you very much. Thank you.
You've got quite a legacy to have to live up.
I know.
In just a minute, they're going to take a picture. Here, get up here. Get up here. Step up here. Come on. Thank you very much. Now, I have another proclamation to read. I do so with joy and apprehension. Justin Randall, come up here. Now, I'd like to ask his wife and his daughter to come up here.
Big
I want
hitter.
to ask the rest of his staff to come up here. Come on, guys.
Don't be big. I'd like to ask our vice chair and our chair from community development to come up here. And I'd like to ask the rest of our department heads to please come up here. You got a gang.
Forever and always.
Huh? No, but you could bring a box of napkins. You might need them. Of course, the librarian.
Where the hell they gotta get a picture of that?
It's been 11 short years that Justin has been with this city. But his impact is one that will be felt for many, many, many years. He has tirelessly worked to do the right thing for our city. And when I mean the right thing, he would look at the development, he would look at the developers, and he would talk to each one.
not necessarily bring a project forward. There was many times he would come down and said, this is just not right for us. I just don't have confidence in the developers of this project. Or the timing is wrong. The location is not right for this. He truly looked out for what we brought into our community and how we did it so that it matched up with what I call good, solid, smart growth for our community. I tried to persuade him to stay. I went up to his office and I said, okay, what do we got to do to keep you to stay here? He says, Herb, he says, I've enjoyed working with the staff I've got. He says, I've enjoyed working with Walter, the department heads, myself, which I couldn't believe.
Sometimes it counts.
Yeah, now and then, huh? Yeah.
And sometimes the commission, the planning commission. But he said, Herb, he says, there's something I've got to try. He says, I've got to try this. He says, I can't just pass up this. This is something I've got to see if it's going to work or if it's not going to work. He says, besides that, he says, I no longer have 2 nights a week tied up where I'm going to be here. He says, I can be at home. And he says, I got a beautiful daughter that I can spend some time with. And I know how much he and his wife love this little girl. And I think that's part of it too, is he related, you know, he's going to be at home. He's going to work from home. He's not going to spend an hour driving here and an hour driving home. He's going to have more time to spend with his family and try out this new thing. And I told him, I said, okay, if 6 months from now you get tired of sitting and having nobody to talk to at home, you know the phone number, give us a call. So, I hate to see you go, but I've got to wish you the best because you got a plan, and I hope it's successful for you. I'm going to ask if anybody else has some comments that they would like to make before I read the proclamation.
So, thank you, Herb. So, as Herb mentioned, the Mayor mentioned, we've been involved in a lot of different things over 11 years, and particularly the last 4 years as director. You've done a master planning process during a pandemic, believe it or not.
Didn't see that on video.
The Forward 50 study was another massive project, downtown redevelopment, a lot of commercial, residential projects that you've helped usher through the city council and the city, and it's been a pleasure to watch all of that come to fruition because of your work. But I'll tell you that what I appreciate most about you as a director, besides that, is that you lead with your heart, and you cared. And you cared for your staff, you cared for the residents, and you cared about the future of our community. And while that may have caused some frustration for you at times during controversial issues, I do believe that that's your superpower, and don't change a thing. Thank you for your service and your passion, and we're sad that you're going to be going, but as the mayor said, we love it when City of O'Fallon alums leave, go on to do great things, and so we're cheering for you.
Anyone else have some comments?
You don't want to hear from them.
It's your turn. Well, and to tell you how much it has taken toll on him, this job. 11 years ago, he was red hair, full head of hair, and I don't think it's going to come back. But at least maybe we won't lose as much anymore. Okay. All right. Before I read the proclamation, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you, Herman Walter, and my staff. Guys, it's been an absolute privilege to work with you guys. An honor to watch each and every one of you grow
in your careers while I've been here. Each and every one of these have progressed up and doing bigger things for our community. It's an honor to serve with you guys, and I will greatly miss you. And from the bottom of my heart, I love every one of you guys. And thank you for coming tonight. To the leadership team, guys, it's been one heck of a fun ride with you guys. We've gone through a lot of things, and you guys will continue to go and do great things for this community. And thank you for supporting me through the years and helping this community continue to grow. And then to the council, thank you guys all for helping get big projects through and listening to the advice of our staff and continuing to push this city forward and to do great things with the staff that you have here. Mayor and Walter, I really do appreciate everything you've done.
Thank you. And by the way, I do have your email, I got your home phone number, and I've got your cell phone. So, and when we last talked, he said, you can call me morning, noon, or night. He says, if there's something that needs some clarification, or if I can help give some guidance to somebody, pick up the phone and give me a call. Do not be bashful, and appreciate that tremendously. Absolutely.
And you'll probably
Let me read this little proclamation for you to go forward. Jerry, did you?
No, I just gonna say, I'm sure he'll be back for golf.
Oh, he's already told me. He's staying in his golf.
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna be back for golf.
He's got to carry some of these people. To Justin Randall, the City of O'Fallon appreciates your dedication and vision as Director of Community Development. Your lasting impact has forever changed the community for the better. Thank you for 11 years of service. Sincerely, Herb Village. Misty, you got my phone? I want to get there. Yeah.
Off the price.
Oh, there we go. I got you. Okay, Mike's got it. All right.
Need a wide angle. They'll have to back up to the entrance.
Justin? Hey, good luck to you. Here, this is Daddy.
Take it easy. Good job, Herb. Thank you. Well done.
Okay. Justin, all the best to you and to your family, buddy. I think everybody sincerely means that because you've earned everybody's respect. Thank you. Okay, at this point, we'll open it up if anybody has any public comments that they would like to make. I would ask that if you have any public comments, that you please address it to the council of a whole and not to any particular people or to people that are here that might be sitting in the audience, and that please identify yourself and the ward that you live in if you're a citizen of O'Fallon. And also, if you represent a company, the company that you represent in your name. And we ask that you limit your comments to no more than 5 minutes, and do so since this is a business meeting in proper business decor.
Mr.
Go
Mayor,
right ahead,
members
sir.
of the council, good evening. I'm Doug Gaines from Ward 5. I saw a couple of election-related agenda items on the schedule tonight, so I feel compelled to talk about the security of our elections or lack of security of our elections in Illinois and St. Clair County. Thomas Paine once said, "The right of voting for representatives is the primary right by which other rights are protected. To take away this right is to reduce a man to slavery, for slavery consists of being subject to the will of another." There are at least 45 election integrity cases ongoing, with many at state and federal Supreme Court levels, one at Illinois Supreme Court. Some include a sworn affidavit by a former U.S. government contractor turned whistleblower who used machines to manipulate elections in other countries and attests the same technology has been used in U.S. elections for decades. The Illinois State Board of Election asserts our electronic voting machines are certified, but the affidavit provides proof that the only 2 approved voting system test labs in the nation are not properly certified as required by law and have not been since 2017. So think about what that means for elections conducted since then. Furthermore, the affidavit takes us inside the typical electronic voting machine, explaining the process ballots take when cast or fed into a tabulator after voting. Step 1, data configuration, comparison against pre-tallied votes parked in the system. Step 2, cleansing. Algorithm puts votes into valid or invalid categories. Step 3, shuffling and mixing. Software mixes the votes, distributes according to the pre-tallies defined in the algorithm, and re-encrypts the data. Step 4, decryption. The tallies are released from encryption, transferred into plain text, and provided for public release. This process is essentially the same for all brands of electronic voting machines. So, as you can see, once the paper ballot is fed into the machine, all bets are off. This clearly illustrates that our right of voting has been completely undermined by private, secret, computerized black box process with no transparency or verifiable honesty. Compounding this, the fact our elections are also influenced by foreign adversaries and international intelligence agencies is terrible. As such, it is no longer a voting process. It is a charade designed to systematically undermine our rights and reduce us to slaves. Well, guess what? We the people will be slaves no more. We the people are watching the conduct of the 2024 general election very closely. Over the last 4 years, we have raised awareness and have educated millions of people on how to be watchful citizens. As a result, there are more citizens involved in the election process now than at any time in recent history. We have set up nationwide monitoring and real-time reporting networks and have support in every one of the nation's 3,143 counties. Therefore, all election workers and public servants will be under very close scrutiny this election cycle. Additionally, we the people have sent letters of intent to the Illinois State Board of Election and select county clerks notifying them that if the November 2024 election does not meet our standards, or if there is any indication of unfair practices, lack of transparency, or if the results are not made available on election day, we are prepared to initiate litigation to address these grievances. This action is not taken lightly, but is deemed necessary to uphold the values upon which our state and nation stand. The citizens of Illinois deserve an electoral process that is beyond reproach, where every vote is counted accurately, reported promptly, and available for public inspection. And as we know, that has not been the case for the last 3 elections at least. I encourage all my fellow citizens to vote early and in person. Watch the process closely and track your vote. Make sure it counts. It's up to us to self-govern by taking an active role in elections and holding those public servants charged with conducting the elections accountable for cheating or fraudulent activity. I can think of no better way to kick off Constitution Week this week. Finally, I see the mayor and council members will be attending the Illinois Municipal League Conference later this week in Chicago. So I must inform you that we the people do not consent, nor will we comply with any further unconstitutional or unlawful mandates or lockdowns for any purpose. I encourage you to take this message and discuss with your counterparts how to best ensure freedom and liberty for citizens. Many are now awake and aware and are watching your actions closely, from budget expenditures to agreements, contracts, ordinance proposals. We expect freedom and liberty to be the cornerstone of these items. We trust you to keep your oath to the constitutions and we the people. However, if that trust is violated, expect us to stand, speak, and take all feasible, peaceful, and legal action to protect our freedoms and liberty. Thank you for your time, and God bless.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else have any comments? Yes, sir.
First of all, my clock shouldn't start until now. Vern Allaire, Ward 3, citizen of O'Fallon, and a registered voter. Let's see. I'm talking to you tonight about the warrant that you have coming up. Just a few questions and ideas, and I have no, maybe I can get some answers because you don't have the warrant report anymore where people can come in and ask stuff. You have to do it online. I'm old school, I'm sorry, and I go through it. For example, I have no problem with the vendors that you use. I'm just trying to figure out what they're for. You have, for example, custom car and truck, whatever. You had charges there for 2 items. I don't know if it was a total of, $1,400, whatever, but was it 2 separate vehicles or was it a double charge on the same item? Okay. Then on your Commerce bank card, 38,000 plus, and I noticed a lot of foods, lunches, consulting luncheonettes and everything else, so I guess you people are really hungry. A $400 bill for a leadership training squash burnout program. What is that? Now, on your CP Powered Products Company, according to the invoice, the August 19th on your generator maintenance on Eagle Lift Station was $437 and change. But then again, on the 26th, you had a generator inspection in PM on the same generator. My rule of thumb is, if you got problems in the beginning, why don't you pull a complete maintenance, then you won't have over $1,100 in charges. Maybe you'll have maybe half of that. I mean, I used to do that and made sure the generators were working properly. If they needed some maintenance and the maintenance was close, you went ahead and did it. You don't wait till it's done. Then we go to the grand thing of Community Park. I noticed that there's some more money from FGM Architecture, $11,800. And then Millennium Professional Services, $38,000 or $36,000 and change. In addition to what is going on, I believe, I can't find on their paperwork where Millennium was also under the architectural plans also. The there's another consulting for, had to be done for $6,000, 66,000 something, or 6,600 and something for what item, the consulting company for the pool. You had, I just trying to figure out where the line item for that money came from to do that, where you pulling funds from one thing to another. Just some questions and just trying to track the money, how it's going. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else have any comments? Hearing and seeing none, then I will move on into the clerk's report. And there is another opportunity for people to speak later on in the meeting as well. So,
Mr. Mayor, I have 2 items under the clerk's report. Look at that, I say something, everybody leaves. The first request is for the Knights of Columbus to conduct a roadblock on October the 11th from 4 to 6, on Saturday, October the 12th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the intersection of State and Smiley and State and Lincoln, and we would need a motion to approve this.
So moved.
Second.
we have a motion, we have a second for the roadblock. I believe this is the Knights of Columbus Tootsie Roll Drive is what that is, that they've done for years and years now. So we have a motion, we have a second. Roll call.
Mylard.
Yes.
Albrecht.
Yes.
Lotz.
Yes.
Carney.
Yes.
Foney.
Yes.
Roach.
Yes.
Smallhair.
Yes.
Hudson.
Yes.
Borsch.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Parchment.
Yes.
Van Hook.
Yes.
Rosenberg.
Affirmative.
The other item I have, Mr. Mayor, is just an update on just so we cover the voters registration information. September 26th, excuse me, October the 8th is the last day to register for the upcoming general election. That's not our election, but that's the general election. Early voting, September 26th is the first day that you can vote, which is at St. Clair County. It's not at one of our facilities, at the second floor of the clerk's office in St. Clair County. That's September 26th through November 4th. That's early voting. Permanent early voting sites, which would be like the O'Fallon Township, is October 21st through October 25th, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, October 28th through November 1st, Monday, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. And then they have some early voting sites on October the 26th. These are weekend sites, 9 to 12, October 27th, 10 to 4, November 2nd, 9 to 12, November 3rd, 10 to 4. This is all on the county's website, but just kind of an update as to the last day. And you can, and I've been taking things up to Tom Holbrook's office, to the clerk's office, for registration. People who've been bringing them to the city and dropping them off. So if anybody wants to register, they can bring it here, and I'll take it to the county office so that it's in by October the 8th.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay. All right. I'm going to move on to the mayor's report, and the first one is the reappointment of Russ Tolman to the Board of Police and Fire Commissioners for a 3-year term. Mr. Van Hook?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I make a motion for a reappointment of Russ Tolman to the Board of Police and Fire Commissioners for a 3-year term expiring September 17th, 2027.
Second.
We have a motion. We have a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing and seeing none. Roll call.
Albrecht.
Yes.
Lotz.
Yes.
Carney.
Yes.
Foney.
Yes.
Roach.
Yes.
Smallhair.
Yes.
Hudson.
Yes.
Morse.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Parchman.
Yes.
Van Hook.
Yes.
Rosenberg.
Affirmative.
Mallard.
Yes.
Okay. Just a reminder to everybody, the St. Clair Oktoberfest is Saturday, September 28th. It's right out here on 3rd Street. It's from 4 to 10 p.m. As was said earlier, the Illinois Municipal League Conference is later this week, and several of us from the council and Walter will be in attendance at that meeting. So if we get an opportunity to give some input on some of that, we will do so. I wanted to share with you a few things from the citizen survey. We do not have the complete results in at this point, but they give us some basic outlines. And when we get the full report, we can compare it against past year's reports, and we can compare it against how we rank nationally. So I thought in going through it, I just listed a few of the items that we rank above the national norm. And I'll read those off to you. Citizens would recommend to others to live in the city of O'Fallon. The overall image and our reputation of O'Fallon. The overall direction O'Fallon is taking. The city is generally acting in the best interest of the community. Citizens like the variety of businesses and services available. Thank you, Justin. Citizens like the vibrance of the downtown commercial area. Justin, Grant, thank you. The citizens' residential growth is well planned. Justin and your staff. The overall quality of new development. The overall appearance of the city. And the overall health and wellness opportunities. Now, they also pointed out 3 other areas of interest that were above the national norm. Education from K through 12 is higher than the national norm. This is an interesting one because it's come back now the last 2 surveys that we've got this. And I remember when Walter saw it the first time, he says that type of thing doesn't normally happen. 54% of the citizens like the value they are receiving from the city for the taxes that they pay to the city. Again, this is very similar to the same feedback that we got on the 2022 rating. 66% of our citizens rated the overall confidence in the city's government as good or excellent. So I thought I would share some of those high points for you. We'll have more coming later, and when we get the whole survey, we'll have that online so people can look at the entire survey as well. So I want to thank everybody who participated in the survey and took the time to complete it and get this feedback back to us. So do very much so appreciate that. I'd also like to give a shout out to everybody who was involved with Bacon Fest. I thought it came off very well. Just looked like everybody had a great time. A lot of good vendors. Everything was very nice. It just came across very nice, and the weather was beautiful for it as well. I want to remind everybody that the Committee of the Whole meeting is on September 30th at 6 p.m. It'll be right here in this room, so we appreciate there's some stuff that needs to be covered that is very important to our community, so it would be very, very good for everybody to make that meeting. With that said, I will move into resolutions, and we have only one resolution. Mr. Albrecht, 7.1, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I propose we pass a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with O'Fallon Township for the use of right-of-way for installation of a sign that's up there by the water tank at the trail.
Second.
We have a motion. We have a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, roll call.
Latz.
Yes.
Carney.
Yes.
Boney.
Yes.
Roach.
Yes.
Smallhair.
Yes.
Hudson.
Yes.
Morse.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Hirschman.
Yes.
Van Hook.
Yes.
Rosenberg.
Affirmative.
Mallard.
Yes.
Albrecht.
Yes.
Got them? All right. Thank you. There are no ordinances for first or second reading. So at this time, I'll open it up again for an opportunity for anybody who has any comments that they'd like to make to the council.
Verma Ware, Ward 3. I believe in your reports for Park and Environment, 14.1, you're going to be voting on the lighting for soccer fields. 9 and 10, I believe, to install lighting out there that's costing $460,000. A few weeks ago, I made a point about a contractor leaving X number of dollars on the table to do a job, and the council told me that he was a local contractor, he does good work, he volunteers. I don't care who he is or whatever. I'm just saying that, you know, the other 2 contractors were within $550 each other, and he was like $12,000 short, leaving it on the table, but he got the job. Now we have this deal where the city appropriated $230,000 out of their budget, no problem. They got an award from grant whatever for another $230,000. That totals $460,000. So a contractor, sole sourced, wheeled and dealed with them, got the price down for what? Oh, $460,000. Did the city get a break on that? No. I don't understand that it doesn't balance how you guys are doing stuff. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else have any comments? Hearing and seeing none, the only thing I can respond to, and I'm going to ask Walter to respond to some of those that he's got knowledge, but again, be more than happy, our finance department, to sit down and go over every bit of it. But when it comes to the bids on the lighting, I do know that the Parks Department is looking if there is any other way of doing some things that might eliminate some of those costs. So that's why you don't see anything coming before the council. Sir, no. You had your comments, sir.
I have no
You had your
recourse
comments, sir.
then.
You had your comments, sir.
Yeah, because I
Thank you.
can't talk
You
back
can bring it
because you have the
up.
final say. That
Thank
isn't the
you.
way it's supposed to work. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that
Will
way.
you please
in my
have a
book.
seat?
No.
Thank you.
Get a make or break switch and have your guys go out there and turn it off and on. That's how you do it.
Walter, do you have some that you can give some feedback on?
Just to mention that Mr. Miller talked about some of the charges for the community park enhancement project in terms of the architect and the engineer and the pool contractor. Those costs are discussed at our Parks Environment Committee meetings, and they are part of the budget, and they give us invoices as work is being completed. And so we do have a spreadsheet that we update to the committee every month at those committees that explains how those charges are being used. So.
Very good. All right. Thank you. Okay. With that said, I'm going to move on into comments. Mr. Roach, Community Development.
Thank you. We haven't met since our last council meeting, so we don't have any reports and we don't have any items of business to take care of. Our next meeting is tentatively scheduled for the 23rd, normally 6 p.m., but check the website for any changes.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Rosenberg, Public Works.
Thank you. Public Works, pardon me, Public Works has not met since the last city council meeting. The next meeting is scheduled for the 23rd of September at 7 p.m. Check the website because sometimes meeting times do change. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Vorse, Public Safety.
Public Safety Committee has not met since the last city council meeting, so our next meeting is scheduled for October 14th, and we have an agenda. So check the website for details.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Albrecht, Parks and Environment.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, Parks and Environment Committee met last week. The only thing that was dependent for council action was taken earlier. I would like to add, there was a considerable discussion about the sole source award of the lighting contract. And there were a number of reasons. Most of them, all of them are in the minutes of the meeting. And this is why you should come to committee meetings, because this is where these kinds of things get discussed. I'm not in favor at all of sole source contracts, but this was a little bit different and had some actions been taken in the past. So when we originally bought the lighting systems for the park, we have to be very careful that you don't saddle yourself with the sole only additions that you can make have to be purchased for this design and from these people. Anyway, so our next meeting will be the second Monday next month.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Parchman, Finance Administration.
Thank you, sir. We have not met since the last meeting, and unless something's changed, we do not have any items right now. So we should not be meeting next week, which will be our normal meeting. So our next meeting will be planned for October. But we do have one item to go over, which is a warrant approval. So I'd like to make a motion to approve warrant number 544 in the amount of $653,299.34.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second on the warrant. Is there any discussion? Hearing and seeing none. Roll call.
Carney.
Yes.
Foney.
Yes.
Roach.
Yes.
Smallhair.
Yes.
Hudson.
Yes.
Vorse.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Parchman.
Yes.
Van Hook.
Yes.
Rosenberg.
Affirmative.
Mylard.
Yes.
Albrecht.
Yes.
Lutz.
Yes.
Thank you. That was the last items to be brought forth on the agenda, so I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. We are adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. That was nice. Good presentations.
Very good, very good, very good.
I think Nancy appreciated it.
Huh?
I think Nancy appreciated it.
Oh, yes, yeah.